Hello, coolers, and welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on the latest update. We start with Pablo Gavi, as it has been reported that Bayern Munich are still tracking the midfielder as delay for new Barca deal drags on. We are going to be discussing about that as we progress. Then secondly, talking about Miralem Pjanic, it has been reported that the midfielder have arrived in the UAE ahead of expected move to Sharjah FC. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into it, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Barcelona had one of their best transfer windows in recent years with the signings of Robert Lewandowski, Rafinha and Jules Koundé. Joan Laporta, Matteo Alemany, Yori Cruyff and the rest of the staff can now rest, but not for long. There are still other issues that need resolving, which were forgotten about during the window, such as Gavi's contract renewal. The midfielder's terms expire next year, 2023. Gavi is a regular under Xavi Hernandez already and starred in the weekend's win at Sevilla, earning individual praise from his coach, who singled him out as the best player on the pitch. According to Bild, Bayern Munich are still following Gavi's situation at Barca. If he is still not paying a new deal by January, they will move for him, while Liverpool have also been linked in the past. However, Barca have expressed the confidence of tying him down to a new deal, and ESPN's Moises Lawrence reported it is now a case of finding a date to sign the terms. Pablo Gavi is still to extend his contract with Barcelona. Yesterday we got the report that a 4-year agreement in that extension have been made, and it's just for Gavi to sign. Alemany himself even said there is an agreement already, but the contract has not been signed yet. So the rumors are saying it will likely be January that the youngster extends his contract, which will be for 4 years. But still yet Bayern Munich are still tracking the player, still monitoring him keenly. Yesterday we even still got report that Bayern made several attempts to sign him in the past, but the player rejected all the offers, and that has not stopped Bayern from showing their interest in Gavi. Of course, Gavi is a phenomenal player, and whose big club in Europe wouldn't like to have Gavi in their squad? Liverpool have also been showing interest according to reports. So I'm still confident that Barca will get this done. Try to tie him down for the longest time in our club, seeing how special he is, just 18 years old, but what he's doing on the pitch is so incredible. So it's just a matter of time, and Barca have to just shut the doors for any suitors. Because if Barca don't extend that contract by January, it will be so risky because Bayern now will enter into the picture trying to negotiate with the player, knowing fully well that they have every right to do so, as the player's contract expires in June next year. So I think Barca should hurry up with this. But we got reports that if Miralem Pjanic, who is close to leaving Barcelona, if he leaves, then it will be so easy for Barcelona to extend Gavi's contract and also register Ronald Araujo's extension. Of course, we quite remember Araujo was, his contract was extended last season, but from the look of things, that contract extension has not still been registered in La Liga. So the potential or the expected departure of Miralem Pjanic will likely make things so easier for Barcelona when it comes to that. So let's see how things are going to look like. But so far, so good for Pablo Gavi this season. He has been so important. He has been playing so well. And Xavi have been using him as his first 11 ahead of Frankie de Jong. So interesting to see how the youngster develops. His time at Barcelona have been so good. And also in the Spanish national team, which he has been called by Luis Enrique, he has performed brilliantly there. So I think Xavi is so happy with the way the player has performed. And if he continues the way he has been playing, then I think he will always be there at the starting 11 for most matches this season. And of course, knowing the depth that Barcelona have in their midfield department, Xavi will always be expected to do some changes, depending on the opponent, or trying to, rest some players due to fatigue, because the depth in the squad now is so good. And of course, we expect the manager to know how to manage some of these players, because you can't just have a bunch of talents and using just one of them or maybe the same people all the time. So for Gavi being linked with Bayern, I'm very sure that nothing will work, because the player himself have always said he wants to stay at Barca for the longest time. He loves Barca. He's from La Masia, of course. So Barcelona are very confident that he will commit his future at the club for the longest time. So Bayern are just trying their luck. Maybe things don't work out between the two parties and Bayern now can pounce and try to take him away. But I definitely think that won't be the case, as the player already told Barca that he wants to extend his contract, he loves to stay, and there's nothing that we should be scared about. Then on to the next story of discussion. Barcelona midfielder Miralem Pjanic has arrived in the UAE, where he is expected to finalize a deal with ADNOC Pro League side Sharjah FC. The Bosnia and Herzegovina international touched down in Dubai early on Wednesday. He is understood to be assessing an offer of a 2-year contract with the six-time UAE champions. Pjanic did not train with Barcelona yesterday Tuesday ahead of their UEFA Champions League opener against Victoria Pleasant on Wednesday. The former Roma and Juventus midfielder reportedly waived the remaining 2 years of his Barca contract, meaning he will not receive any financial compensation from the club. At Tuesday's press conference to preview the Champions League match with Pleasant, Barcelona manager Xavi said, "I like Pjanic as a player and as a person, but he had a decision in his hand to leave in order to play more, and I understand that perfectly. He wants to play more minutes. He's been a fantastic professional. I think he could help us, but everyone chooses their path." Pjanic, who signed for Barcelona from Juventus in 2020 for €60 million, had been linked last week with a move to Saudi Arabian El Nash, whose manager Rudi Garcia coached him at Roma. However, El Nash are believed to have completed the transfer business for this window. Pjanic was rumored also to be contemplating other offers from Ligue 1 side Marseille and Nice. Having won 4 Serie A titles with Juventus, Pjanic made only 30 appearances for Barcelona, all of which came during his first campaign at the club. He spent last season on loan at Turkish side Besiktas, playing 26 times across all competitions. Sharjah FC, who won the most recent of the UAE Championship in 2019, began the 2022-23 ADNOC Pro League on Saturday with a 2-0 win away to Shabab Al Ahly. New signing Paco Alcácer scored the second goal on his debut. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.